Welcome back, fellow armchair generals. This is Gamer 1745 here with my continuing playthrough of Hearts of Iron 4. Okay, of course we're playing as Germany. We're back after we did that alt history episode of me conquering Poland manually. I want to reinforce, if you guys want to weigh in how you would rather have me fight the battles, whether me commanding all the troops or capture any some ships here maybe. We got our ships that left port because I think we had Königsberg briefly overrun. But sorry, got a little distracted there. I'd like to hear how you would rather have me play this out. I'm happy to do either way because I'm playing it for the audience and trying to, at least with this episode here, or this series here, trying to show people how to play the game and the different ways of doing that. Okay, German interest in Scandinavia. German rhetoric has intensified towards the northern countries in recent weeks. The message is clear. Denmark and Norway must in no way, whether by opposition or interaction, hamper German imports. While there is no immediate obvious cause for such demands, as imports are still flowing freely to Germany, our diplomats worry that this is a prelude to German action in the region. We shall see how this situation develops. Okay, well, this is a very interesting element of World War II. I know many of you know it, but the Allies at this time, which is basically Britain and France, were planning to invade Norway themselves. They, to the best of my knowledge, and I'm sure there were plans drawn up, but I haven't really looked at all of them, that they weren't planning on invading in the sense of taking over Oslo and occupying the whole country or anything to that level. That's not my understanding of the situation. My understanding of what they were planning on doing was to come up into this area. They actually did make some landings here. Do some landings here and some up in the Narvik area, mainly to stop the flow of steel. And it's not just as I think Sweden has been given a switched over a lot of what it produces from being from being steel here, Europe, to being tungsten. I think they did do some tungsten, but what it represents is the steel that they were manufacturing or producing was a very high quality type that had other elements in it that Germany couldn't produce at the time, or at least not in large numbers, so it was sort of needed as a tungsten-like element as well. So during summer you can bring it out this way to this port here and send it out. I'm not sure entirely how badly the rail system was clogged up during winter. Now you got to realize I'm a Southern California guy. I see snow up on the mountains a little bit high, way off in the distance. So I've never lived in. I've lived in Scotland through a winter once, and that wasn't bad at all. For snow, it would be gone by the end of the day most of the time. So I don't know how much levels of snow would come in here and interrupt the rails, but I do believe that was part of it, as well as whether just the harbor or this whole northern part of the Gulf up here freezing over in winter so that you couldn't ship out during winter from production of it. So you had to go out through Norway, which remember, all of this is still, well, it's impacting a little bit more over here, but this map is a bit off. But still, the Gulf Stream current coming over here is impacting and keeping the oceans much warmer than way up here in the shallow Gulf in the Baltic, so that they were able to ship out all year round. So I don't know exactly how much of the year, but it was a severe interruption. Plus, the Germans were moving up through Norwegian waters and out. Some blockade running, as in various merchant ships trying to go out and take out exports and bring in imports. They were doing some of that, but it was also commerce raiders and other ships that were using Norwegian waters. And not that Norway was pleased, and they were sort of incapable of stopping it, that there were a few incidents of violations of Norwegian territoriality. So that the British were planning on occupying partially to forestall any German interaction, and they vacillated back and forth on this. Got to remember, this was before Churchill becomes Prime Minister. This was at the time Chamberlain's Prime Minister. So they were vacillating back and forth as to what to do about all of this. So they were planning on invading in Norway, not as in conquering it or possess, it was a protective thing, like they ended up doing for Denmark. Well, Iceland and Greenland owned by Denmark once Denmark was taken. So that was the plan there, and I'm not sure which plan was first. Germany was also, of course, planning to, and they did, invade Norway. Their long-term goals, well, maybe they were flexible, but if you look at the Himmler group of faction of the Nazi Party and hierarchy, they wanted to incorporate fully Denmark and Norway and eventually Sweden into the German Reich. There, of course, was the Quisling movement, which was an ultra-nationalistic Norwegian National Socialist movement. But there was that key of ultra-nationalistic in that Quisling and his followers before and during the war wanted Norway to be its own government within the new world order of whatever you want to call it, but internally its own government and its own system, whether you would call that a puppet or an independent state within a Nazi world or whatever, I don't know. So there was a conflict between that, and I don't know how Hitler really thought on that subject, if he gave it a lot of thought at all, I don't know. But that's sort of the situation, and Hitler and the elites weren't stupid. Hitler did interfere a lot, and he was a bad strategist, but he wasn't stupid. He didn't, generally speaking, create enemies he didn't have to at the time. Meaning, so long as Sweden cooperated with everything Sweden could do, meaning shipping out raw materials that Germany needed and that type of thing, and similarly with Switzerland. And for this time, they weren't going to just invade to have another country they need to occupy, put in occupation troops and everything else. What they would have needed to do, what they may have done once the Great War was over, that's another question entirely. So I'm not claiming that Hitler wouldn't have invaded. So let's send these guys over to Essen. These are various units that have been built recently. Where are you going? Oh, you're going there because we were sending in reinforcements. Motorized division. attach them probably to one of the armies here. Okay, yes, waiting for this. We're going to partition Poland. We don't need trouble with the Soviets at this point. Okay, USSR occupies Eastern Poland. Soviet troops have occupied Eastern Poland officially for the purpose of protecting fellow Russian and Ukrainian minorities from the chaos that followed the collapse of the Polish government. German forces have withdrawn from these areas in good order, resulting in Poland's effective partitioning between the two powers. Now, if you buy any of that, even in the most limited sense, I got bridges, bottomland, don't ask me what it's on the bottom of, and all kinds of other things to sell you. You have to remember Stalin had an official policy well before Hitler of trying to starve a good chunk of the Ukrainian population to death. Part of it was to supply food for export as well as for hungry cities like Moscow. So they took, put guards on the field and shot children who were stealing into fields to get food. I mean, literally, they were doing it. It was a very brutal campaign of starvation. Now, you got to also remember that there was a lot of Ukrainian nationalism, and they had bitterly fought Soviet occupation during the era of the Russian Civil War, so that Stalin was no friend of the Ukrainians. And I do believe, I don't know that you'd call it racism, like in the Nazi sense, because Stalin himself, he wasn't a Russian, he was a Georgian. So I don't think it was necessarily, oh, Russian people are greater than everybody else or anything in that nature. I just think again, I don't know, but I'm sort of taking this from Soviet general view, is that people are people as their cultures are either, are bad, because they had needed to remodel man from their culture, which part of culture is religion, which the Soviet state abhorred because they went with the, religion is the opiate of the masses. So they were trying to destroy these cultures, and I'm sure they were trying to destroy the cultures and trying to build the new Soviet man, as I think it was said, or person, or however they would have put that. And so they were trying to destroy all of that, and one of the methods was starvation, because Stalin was that level of a brutal person. Okay, what we're going to do now is we're going to, now that we've defined a Soviet border here, for that, we're going to click that. And then we're going to just give it a generic line of advance so that it has a line of advance. Not that we're planning on invading with this force, but just, select all. Here. There we go. All divisions. They all move to the border. Just so that we have an occupation force. Now, Japan once requested non-aggression pact. Okay. We could have them in our faction, but I'm just not wanting to do that. But we'll sign a non-aggression pact, because I have no plans of aggressing them in the near future time. I just don't know how far I can potentially stay away. Pretty soon I'm going to have to go to war with the Netherlands, whether I like it or not. The reason like I said before, don't like it is because of the lack of trading partner for rubber. But also, I'm worried even more about Japan following some national focus BS. Why did the U.S. put embargoes on Japan? Well, to stop Japan's behavior in China. Well, if Japan has lost most of China, why would the U.S. put embargoes on it? And then why would the Japanese feel so emboldened enough to attack the U.S. if they can't even maintain control on there? So I just don't want to be tied, if I can help it, to a drowning Japan. Let the U.S. and Japan fight if they want. I don't need to be part of it. Not in this game, at least. Like I said early on this series, generally a historical playthrough, meaning I'm not going to do anything crazy like, you know, declare war on Italy just for the fun of it or whatever. But I'm also not going to just production levels here. Okay. Got the 109B, and we need to start, which I probably should have, but next, soon as so many things that as soon as I can, I'm gonna start researching a better fighter. Now, that needs to move to the top. Get that completed, back up again. So that fully functional. And let's do this one too. Go over to the B model, get more production now. And this one I think as well too. Let's see, we'll go down 3.3 a day. Yeah, just under 3 now. We lost 1/4 of one a day, it looks like. From that set of factories. I don't know, does somebody want to look up and post on the chat channel roughly how many fighters Germany was producing per day? You know, in this period or whatever? Obviously, I know they produced lots. I don't know if there's an easy answer to that question. Because obviously they're producing 109s and 190s and all kinds of stuff, so it may not be easy to figure that out. Leon Trotsky, once the top lieutenant and heir presumptive of Vladimir Ilyich Lenin, died today in a Mexico City hospital. He was attacked in his home with an ice pick by a Spanish national believed to have been in the employ of the NKVD. After a failed power struggle with Joseph Stalin and his allies for control of the Communist Party in the Soviet Union, Trotsky spent the 30s in exile, living in Turkey, France, and Norway before finally settling in Mexico. He remained a constant critic of Stalin and, of the designated workers' state of the Soviet Union. Stalinism, I want to use that term as a part to just communism, but Stalinism obviously is part of the cult of Stalin, but Stalinism disliked leftist groups like the British Labour Party at this time more than they disliked the Tories or other sort of right-wing conservative elements, because they saw them as sort of traitorous, if you will, as opposed to simply being opposition, meaning they were sort of the faith but against the true version of the faith, or however a Stalinist would view things. So that's why he was assassinated, not because he's a former rival who was such a danger to Stalin to bring him down, living in exile in Mexico City, that writing newspaper articles and letters or whatever it may have been, and that's about all Trotsky was actively doing, to the best of my knowledge, by that point. So, and nowhere near like bringing down the any sort of coups or anything like that in the Soviet Union. It was just Stalinism and its dislike of traitors. Okay, here we're going to select bombs. We're getting ready for our Eastern campaign here. Okay, we got plenty of Rhineland. This group, fill them up. Okay, now let's see. These over to the west. West Theater, and sorry about that. Okay, Guderian. SS units right there, and then I want them to rush to Brussels. I want to pop a hawk. So there. Now, in my opinion, there's a great failing, and from some of the people have been talking, I think, about, and I haven't been following. God, there's so much I can't follow at all, of course, but a lot of talk on the forums about the bad German AI. Well, some of it is, you know, Germany declaring war on all kinds of people crazily and unable to handle it all at once, and that ain't good. I'm not in any way suggesting it is. Some of it, I think, is things like this, is that I can't draw an advance into France via Belgium. It just can't be done. There's with this engine, it just is a no-go. You have to invade, get to the French border, then click the the border here, and then start make the plans, and then let them go for the planning bonuses. So it's a lot of delay when we know in just a few days they rush through. And so the AI isn't thinking that far ahead. I can get them to the border, draw a new set, and move them ahead. They may not have any attack bonuses, or based on preparations, but at least they would be moving in a get moving to the next thing. Where do I have? So let's let these guys move. Okay, yeah, we want to assign him to Papa Pasta. there, so now he has 5 divisions. They're doing another naval invasion with 4 divisions this time against 5 defending. Let's look at that battle. So, total shot down. Well, they have some fighter supports up here. We have fighter support. Well, I'm reading wrong, aren't I? They're invading, we're defending. Oh boy. So we've got some close support here. Defend, attack, basic tactics. They're losing their organization pretty quickly, so they're not going to win, but doing these stupid invasions. So, okay. Now, instead of just creating another massive army, what I'm going to do here is there. There, sort of a drive in there instead of all forward front. Okay. That's our very weak invasion. Luxembourg, so we're going to select all and add it to that invasion plan. So then, alright, who was it? He's a commander. I'm not commanding any of these right now. We're going to generally to the border here with Belgium. And we're going to assign his attack profile to the border as well. Team. I don't know what I want to do with that army. This army here. Send up to these guys are there with an attack again. You can have a non-aggression tactic. I don't mind that at all. Another friend playing Hearts of Iron. Cool. Don't know if you saw that pop-up notice on the screen. I'm not quite sure what some of these things are recording. I guess I could look at the videos. I do check them out a little bit before I put them up, but I don't listen all the way through or watch all the way through. Just don't have the time. As you can see, it doesn't take much to hold the front. I did have one time when I only had one division here that the French pushed through. Well, let's take a look at divisional organ. Well, let's take a look first at okay, everything. Well, infantry equipment we need more of. Okay, fighters I knew we did. But let's take a look at divisional organizations. They're fully supported up, and you can't add any more. And I think it can be modded, but not in the basic game. Can we add any more support units? This we could add. Remove this artillery and add an artillery over here or something to be able to add some more. We may do that eventually. Now here, we doing with tanks again? Let's see that. Okay, we got way too many. Okay. That's telling me something. So, what we're going to do here is we're going to change this over to a Martyr 2. So that we're producing that. Martyr 2s, because we have enough of that. We don't have any of those really, so we're not going to change, but I think what we want to do here is go over to a 2nd battalion of medium tanks. And let's look. Yeah, there's some disadvantages, but I think the hit point thing is an advantage to it. The Signals Company. Let's add that, so we're kind of Signals Company. I think we're going to go with, because they don't have any real good tank capability, so we're going to add that. So the SS divisions. And here we need both an engineer and an anti-air. Anti-air will give you some more hard attacks, so it's an improvement, as well as soft attack for ground fighting as well. So, and since we're gonna save that. Now they will all be okay. We're going to send these 5 up to here, and these 5 to before there. These guys, we're going to start planning a naval invasion. Now it takes, I think it's 35 days for them to before they can invade. No, I want out of this. Oh, somehow backstepped it. Okay. I get frustrated with this sometimes. Okay. These 5. Start here, invade there, or board there, and then we're going to land here. And I'm right clicking here, and then I'm no. Crash this, crash all of that. Okay. Sorry. What? Click there. Right click there. And then I want to, no. There. Yeah, 5 divisions, army, that's what I want to do. Applied the new patch, I'm wondering if that's causing this problem. I think that may be it. Oh no, no, I'm just messing this up. I'm messing this up. You need to click here, and then I want them to take the port. Because these are not Marines, if you're doing an opposed naval invasion, as we've been seeing down here, it doesn't take much to defend it. Now they're just attacking one division at this time, but it doesn't take much to defend it. I was messing that up. So you want to come ashore, and then when you're doing something like this, then quickly move to attack and take the port. These guys here, what we want to do is naval invasion, click. Right click, then hit here, yeah. And so they come ashore and advance on Oslo. That is what I want to do. And you can see here we have prepared for 1 day out of, okay, it's now 28, I think they changed that. Days needed, so we can't immediately invade even if we were at war and wanted to. Okay, where are we having problems? Okay. Didn't I send some brigades over here to deal with this? Or did I send them back? My desire to shift things around. God, maybe I did. Yeah. Looking for garrison divisions. Thought I had them here. Guess maybe I sent them back in my desire to clean everything up. Send it all west. Well, I find some garrison divisions here. No. Italians here, what are you doing? Maybe I didn't. Oh no, here's some they are. They're just over here. Never mind. Okay, where are we looking at having? Okay, you go there. Now. There, where else? Nowhere else? Okay, well, we'll send you to. You guys are definitely holding down that spot. Thought I had a couple more, but maybe not. Slovaks are getting ready to help me there with the Soviets. At least they know who the true enemy is, the evil Soviets. And how are we doing with training up my other garrison units, because I do want to occupy places. Okay, not very well trained yet, but we're still going to deploy them. Why did it put 7 divisions right there? I like concentration of force, but that seems awfully concentrated. Need to send these guys to the top. Gotta keep them repaired. It's partisan or bombing damage. Oh, it's none. It's partisan damage. They will damage your factories if you don't get this stuff done with. Oh, they're bringing in another. Okay, Japan declared war on the United Kingdom. Oh, that's a smart move. Japan declare war on the greatest naval power on the planet at this time. The U.S. will supersede them eventually. Now, see, what I'm hoping to do is a similar thing to what happened. Are we at war with? Are they at war with us yet? I hope not. Now that we have a target for war goal, but not a war good. Is we want to. Yeah, I could have just checked here. Yeah. Oh, we need much more of that. Okay. Tungsten. Sweden. More. Is I want to start the battle of here, have French and the British supply a bunch of aid up to here, and then try to punch through as sort of the classic Manstein plan for it. And I guess we could do that now. Trying to think of good reasons why not to. The reason the Soviets haven't occupied our border but have come down here, I think, is that there's still the Ribbentrop-Molotov pact in effect, so they're not feeling threatened by us. Yeah, okay, well, let's... It's gonna mess us up economically, but okay. That might be an idea. Just let's see if we can take out the Netherlands. Get down here and then be able to punch in along here. So instead of trying to declare war on too many all at once. Netherlands. We're going to declare war. Conquer. I don't really care about the Allies. Slovakia. Yeah, now you joined that. But I'm still not getting in. Okay, yes. Okay, now. Select, well. Start his movement off. And... his attack. And there. Okay. There we go. Now also what we want to do is these fighters, we want to put them up over Benelux. And oh, of course, when they moved here, they're still thinking they should be flying over Western Poland. No. Switch these over to intercepting all the bombers. How the AI does with all of this. Yeah, okay, so they've got Belgium, it looks like. Okay, so we can, let's activate there's a bit of a tangle, which scheduled to attack. Not these guys either. These are here, here. That's who we're looking for. List. We're gonna send list in. And And sorry if I'm sounding like I'm talking to myself, I sort of am. And Hauser, Panzer Army, and Papa Hoff. There we go. See how well the AI handles this. Now, what also we need to sort of worry about here is invasions as well. Trust me, I've sort of woken up to the idea that what are these units doing here? See some units at least turned over to French command here, it looks like, or something. Or they have Belgian flags. Oh, okay. We've acquired some Dutch factories and shipyards, I believe. Okay, so we are going to increase. And there we go. And now we also get a bunch more now. So we've got 3 whole sets of factories operating, making fighters currently. Now the biggest attrition. I think they're taking too heavy attrition. That's just my evaluation, but let's see. We're going to one more. Need that. Now we've had a massive hit on rubber. And we're building synthetic factories. 3 of them currently. Now, looking at Europe, it's only 4, so it's only half of what we... So we're wasting factory, but I want to get that rubber going in. And if we do the whole world for rubber, I don't, trading with Brazil is going to potentially, I think be a submarine mess, but our transports, Siam, so we're just not really looking at good choices for rubber. These guys have achieved their immediate goals, so I'm going to add one to the Hague. And more military factories. We're in a massive deficit. I knew we would. Just more of a question of, was it better to build synthetic plants early on and not build up... See, this is the question, and somebody better at math can try to figure this out. Would it have been better, and I have done playthroughs that I did very little importing of rubber and oil, because I just kept building throughout the whole period, building synthetic fuel plants as needed, but it meant a lot less civilian factories and fewer military factories. So that is sort of the dilemma I have, you know. And yes, we can keep building with these deficits. It just hurts, and we're now also hurting for aluminum. Now, what we can do about that is, and we should have done, and I've sort of fallen down. We no longer, well, not that it's not useful reducing training time, because we've been expanding army. We're continuing division speed, division attack, organization. I think we're going to go for more organization. Yes, pay for that. And what we can do is a closed economy now. So that should mean a little less problems with some of our, particularly aluminum exports there. So what we need to do now, though, is get building a few more. As you can see, they take quite a bit to build. There's various factors that will help in speeding them up, but construction cost just is a, you know, is a variable. It's a lot more than it is for a military factory or shipyard, and still more than even a civilian factory. So we also have free military. Okay, we need more anti-aircraft, more infantry equipment. So we need to open up a new line of that. And where's our anti-aircraft? Oh, none of you thought this was going to be a game or playthrough without mistakes or missing stuff. Yeah. And in a way, we're all still learning the game. Because even the developers are still testing out things. Okay. Now we're going to declare war. These guys, we're going to activate them. Now here. Netherlands have capitulated. Adolf Hitler has announced that the cowardly Dutch nation could no longer withstand the pressure from the overwhelming presence of the German forces. Throughout the country. The Dutch government chose to flee the country and has gone into exile. Mina must hopefully like her. Stay in England. Their main forces have capitulated, and the German Reich now has control of their home areas, although the war against what remains of the Allies continues elsewhere. This is a great victory for all of the Axis. Okay. Yeah. So, now what we need to do here is let's draw a border here, and let's give them those goals and objectives. select all. Trash all orders. And we want to select this part. Send them down. Luxembourg has capitulated. Great. I don't need to read all that. Now, what I want to do here is select the 7th Panzer Army, all of it. Stop. So I keep getting sick of all this stuff. So we're going to send you smash you as well, smash there. Smaller fort. And we've also got factories, which is nice. There we go. But we've also presumably been doing some civilian factories, so I don't know how much damage. Okay, not too much. Want to do also some more. And then pull these down so that once we get done with those refineries, we move over to some civilian factories so that we can expand. We can build more refineries quicker. Okay, and we've also, of course, was saying before, we need to occupy places. Because if we don't, we will start seeing, well, I don't know if stupid's the right word, but additional naval invasions of places. Okay, so you can have the hunt and destroy tactics. And what? So many things I want to research now. Force. Of course, there was. Oh, we better fighters. That's right. Research. And more up. Not when they disappeared. Did they get damaged? Or? Or did we gain and then lose territory? I think we gained and lost the territory. Sort of strange exactly. Well, strange, I don't know. But I don't know exactly how they determine what constitutes state or provincial control percent. So do we get the factories, or do they for occupying Ghent or not? Okay, oh we're here. Great. Select all. Now, what I want to do here is generally this battle plan, so feedback. Okay. And then we want you now. Then I want you to put stages. Normal. Greens. Then Paris. Launch genius. There. See if we can execute that. Okay, Operation Lesser. I'm butchering it, I know. Okay. Let's see. We've got down to here. Let's do Second Vienna Award. And how are we diplomatically doing with, who I want to get in here is, they're not yet ready to join, I guess, but generally, so we will work to improve, relations. Don't think we need to continue all 5 divisions because they're going to start wanting to invade other places, I think. So let's send them down there. Okay, military production. Well, let's see what our deficits are. Still basically the same, so let's start another production line of fighters. Let's increase our anti-air, a couple more. And ships. Okay, well, let's start another production line of submarines. There we go. Oh, offer. Oh, I hit the wrong button. Meant not military access, meant improved relations. Pay more attention, shouldn't I? There we go. Okay, computing machine. That means all of our research will happen faster now. Fire brigades, improved anti-tank. I mean, there's so many things that I want to research now. That we could research ahead of time. We're still researching there. Don't really know how much hospitals or logistics. Logistics Probably would be useful when we're getting deeper into the Soviets' territory. Yeah, we'll go with the fire brigades. And Italy is wanting to go after Yugoslavia. Expeditionary forces I don't need right now. Unfulfilled Romanian oil situation. Somebody's messing with. There we go. And free up some factories, and how badly in a deficit are we? Very badly with the Soviet, or with oil, so let's increase that considerably. See, the AI, I think, is being reasonably smart in that it's trying to move some units out of the pockets to hold places. Now, we're not attacking here. Now, this is incredibly stupid, of course. The AI leaving an armored division here and here when they could be much better used somewhere else. And moving their motorized units out into the fortifications. Damn, that's stupid.